Hello, everyone, and welcome to Clash of Drags Season 2 Reunion. This is the episode in which I will be discussing all of the hot drama this season, along with getting to know, what was in everyone's head in every single episode of the season. With that being said, hello, everyone.
Hi.
Before we begin, we do have a secret guest. We have Cabaretta, our permanent judge throughout the season, and also we have Amethyst Morte, who was Miss Congeniality last season, and most importantly, going to be revealing Miss Congeniality this season further on in this episode.
Yes.
Without further ado, we have a lot of stuff to get to in very little time. So we're going to be starting off from the beginning of the season, where we saw the most iconic part of the season from Miss Elizabeth Gisington.
Stop it. No.
So we're going to start off with you, my darling. We are going to be starting off. First of all, what was going through your head throughout that entire challenge?
So I joined the show like 3 days before the first episode started, and I didn't even read the runway description before I joined. So I was just kind of like, oh shit, what do I do?
Okay, so I want to ask you a few questions about that runway specifically. Was the you know
Uh
it was the first of all, it was the leaf, which we can get, but then you came back, and what was that like? What was the inspiration behind that?
um so my personal explanation for it is y'all remember in season 7 when Kennedy came out and she was like, I'm a glamazon, bitch, straight from the runway. It was very bad. Uh, y'all remember that turkey look? That's how I was feeling.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Nope.
Period. Point blank. Period. That that's all we needed to know. Because that was very much speculated.
Mhm.
But me and the judges thought that it was extremely iconic that we decided to feature you in the Sister Sister Challenge, and you were paired up with Pacifica. So for this answer, I want to know what was going through your head, like what was your mindset knowing that you had this opportunity to come back?
Girl, these questions can't be longer than 5 words. I need you to know I'm dumb. But so the thoughts going through my head were, oh God, not again. I'm kidding. Obviously, I am so grateful. But my thoughts were very much limited to none. I wasn't thinking.
Me too.
I just like seeing myself on things. I don't really do the thinking thoughts. I just love me and I want to put me everywhere. So that
Period.
is why.
Ew.
Then this also goes for Pacifica, who is currently painting on her nose.
Hey, my fault.
So your question goes with Lizzie Jizz in a sense. What was your mindset knowing that you had this mystery contestant to choose from, and knowing that your mystery contestant was Lizzie Jizz?
Okay, so going into it, I thought when you said Mr. Contestant, I was really hoping it'd be Amethyst de Morte, um, um, because her and I have really similar makeup according to Scarlett. But I was like, wow, this is really exciting, and I like took a risk making all my outfits and the Pokemon balls, like another risk, and so am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, Viz. Fuck, shit, bitch.
So when I found out I was paired with Elizabeth Chisington, I was really excited, and I was like, "This is so pussy cunt." And then we like had an idea first, which was sexy Frankenstein bride, or like sexy laboratory thing, and I was like going to be the evil doctor with like a sexy reveal and stuff. And then she was bed rested for like a fucking month, and so we pulled out our fucking princess idea, and I was like, period. And I didn't see Lizzie's outfit until it was posted. So, uh, girl, you fucking suck. That was the most fucking atrocious thing ever.
Yes, it was. I love to give nothing.
Very much so.
I just wanted to be a monster. And you spring this on me. Oh wait, no, never mind. I can't. Here's my princess tape. I'm like,
Well, because what the fuck were you gonna do?
Well, we were gonna do that bimbo monster thing.
Listen, believe you have the monster down. Now you just gotta figure out how to do the bimbo.
Well, Lizzie, you were genuinely the icon, the Vanjie even of the season. Nonetheless, we can give you that title because we kept referencing you throughout the entire season.
I referenced you. I ran away.
Yeah.
I had a leaf in my runway to reference you.
But my final question for you is, going into the season knowing everyone, especially the top three, are you Team Lavender, Team Lilith, or Team Scarlet?
I feel like there's one answer I'm allowed to say. Scarlett's got my good wig right now, so I'm gonna have to say Scarlett.
I do have a wig. Oh, it's not good though.
No,
Well, with that being said, considering that unfortunately Tamino and Sphinx, the people who unfortunately departed after Lizzie Jizz, unfortunately did not attend this reunion. They had stuff going on. Tamino's a very busy girl with work, and I don't really know what Sphinx has going on, but I can only assume. But with that being said, it's time to move on to our next eliminated competitor after the episode that Lavender departed, because Lavender did come back. We have Miss Rapunzel Brat. No longer the K, just the Brat.
The K is gone. She's canceled. She's done.
Canceled. First things first, I just want to ask you. So you were casted. You were booked and blessed at the Clash of Drag, period.
Yeah.
So within this first episode, you really made a statement, and that definitely did not go unnoticed. So if you are comfortable, would you like to share more, or would you like to keep it?
I would love to. I'd love to share more. Because I didn't say a lot in my confessional or the episode, but like I just hope people can. I hope my runway was able to open people's eyes to the fact that like trans people and especially trans youth are very vulnerable, especially neurodivergent trans youth like myself and like many other trans youth. And for me personally, especially as a child, I was very vulnerable and it was very easy to take advantage of me. And unfortunately, lots of, well, not, well, one specifically, but many, but specifically one person really sticks out, did do some really not okay physical things to me because I was young and trans and vulnerable. And I don't like hearing about other people's experiences because I know I'm not the only one who's had to deal with stuff like that. And I wanted to be able to bring a message to that on the competition because I knew this was a bigger comp and I knew this had, a platform and that people would watch it, people would see it. And I wanted people to know that this is a really serious topic that is happening still to this day, every day, really. Like I hear about new stories of horrible things that people go through every day with sexual assault or rape. And I just hope people can hear my story and know that like they're seen and their stories are valid, and that we need to really come together and find ways to support people going through this stuff. Because I remember it took me almost 2 years to actually tell my story because I thought people were gonna like judge me or blame me, and people I thought wouldn't believe me. And I hope that we can just, as a society, not even as a drag community, but people who don't do drag, people who aren't queer, everyone, I hope we can come together and learn how to support people properly and platform people and platform their voices, of people who go through stuff like what I had to go through. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my story. That's
And
all.
thank you for sharing your story, because you are absolutely inspirational to people who are going through the same issues. And I'm happy that you invited your story onto my platform and that you were able to make a statement with, especially through fashion. And I think that's very powerful. It's the most powerful thing you can do as a drag artist, is to share a story and share a statement, especially as vulnerable as that. And I can't thank you enough for having that, especially on episode 1 when no one really knew anything about anything yet. And it was just, everything was so new to everyone. I thought it was very confident, it was very strong of you. And I Can't thank you enough.
Thank
However, we have more to discuss, Miss Rapunzel Bratz. We have, first things first, you have worked with a lot of different competitors this season. We've seen you work with Lilith Violet. We've seen you work with Sphinx. We've seen you work with Pacifica. Who was the easiest to work with, and who would you say is someone, well, let's say, who do you think is the easiest to work with and who you would definitely work with again? And who would you say is maybe the most difficult one to work with throughout the
Okay. So the easiest to work with for me, I think everyone was being real. Like I didn't really have an issue with anyone on the season when like I was filming for it. I liked everyone for the most part. I thought the easiest to work with was definitely Lilith. I had a lot of fun filming our rap with her. Even if the girls kind of gathered at saying they weren't like mean enough, I still had a lot of fun like working on our rap with her. And I would definitely collab with her again, and in any way, not just rap, but in looks or any way she'd want to. I'd be down to collab with her again. It was super fun. As for the hardest, this is gonna be such a miscongeniality answer, but like I would compete with any of these girls again. I really would.
You were very looking forward to the Pokeball this episode. What was your mindset when you realized that the episodes changed a little bit and you didn't quite make it?
I was like, damn. Well, when my elimination happened, I was like, damn. I didn't really have like a lot of time to like process the fact that the Pokeball was next because I was rushing to get to a gig I was in, like while driving to the gig, I got eliminated. So
Oh,
so I thought y'all knew that. Oh my god. But yeah, but no, yeah, but I was like, damn, the week I would have done good at, the 1 week I could have ate on this comp. But no, being real, I don't know if I actually would have ate the Pokeball because my gym leader look, I did do a gym leader look, and it was very kind, like not to my own harm, but it was the girls were living, and then I didn't really know what I was gonna do for my Pokemon look because I feel like that involves creative skills, and I don't know if I have the brain capacity for that. So I wasn't sure what I'd do for that one, but I definitely liked my gym leader look a lot. And maybe I may post it one. It's on my page. Actually, I lied. If you go to my page and you look at my Pride collection, that would have been my gym leader look.
for our final question for you, knowing all of the girls this season, especially the top three, are you team Lavender? Are you team Lilith? Or are you team Scarlet?
I think they each have very valid reasons to win. I feel like with Lavender, she dropped out early and then came back, did the damn thing. She never did bad by any means. I think Scarlet really ate up the looks every week and really was consistently good. However, Lilith is probably the reason I didn't quit. So, I would have to say Lilith.
Oh, I love you, Rapunzel.
You too.
Well, thank you so much, Rapunzel, for competing in this competition. You were fabulous, to say the least. You contributed a lot. You shared messages. You shared performances, and also you collaborated with the girls quite a lot. So,
I forgot one last thing.
okay.
There's one more girl I'm rooting for. One more girl.
Now, who is that girl?
On season 3, y'all. Giving rain on season 3. Okay, I'm done.
Me too, honestly. I live for her.
Well,
I do live for her though.
Period. So now it is time to go to our next eliminated contestant because we are now at the top 5. And Magenta, unfortunately, could not make the reunion. She had work. Perfectly fine. I'm sure we've heard a lot of confessionals stating her thoughts about everything throughout the season. So I think we're all pretty good with that. But the other one is Pacifica Moon. Oh, also Vinixie could not come as well. I don't know what happened with Vinixie. Pacifica is sharing for Vinixie, I guess, for this episode.
Oh God. Okay.
So going into the season, you were solo. However, of course, you share a brain with another one. So you obviously got leaked who that you were not the only one this season. You had your little twin, your little girl, you know. This is your home girl, Vinixi's son from season 1. What was your thoughts going into it? Did you know anything that this was going to happen from the get-go? Did she have to tell you? Like, what was going through everything? Tell the whole story.
So basically, it was like a night after rehearsal, after theater, and I was working on my homework, and Miss Vinixie gave me a call, and I was like, "Hey, the cast list for Clash came out," and knowing me damn well, and I know I'm supposed to be professional, but that's my friend, so I know I had to tell her, and I was like, "Did you make it on?" Because she said she was gonna re-audition for it and see if she was gonna be able to, and she was like, "No," and I was like, I was fucking heartbroken. So I was really mad, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this right now, like, cause like you're my bestie, babe. And then she was like, just kidding, bitch, I got on, and we were livid. And then I remember we were in the chat when Vinixie and Lavender and all the extra girls joined in, and I think it was Rapunzel that was like, not Pacifica acting surprised to see Vin. That was
it was true, but let's. I'm first gonna give you credit where it's worth. This look is insane. You did this in 10 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah, this was a 10-minute little mug. Oh
let's just skip to episode 2 where you had that horror trailer. You were not paired up with Vinixie.
I was not.
What were your thoughts? Were you pissed off? Were you happy that you could, not rely on Vinixie, or like spill all the deets?
So first things first, I'm gonna say, girl, shut up and never say that I'm relying on her. Because I am my own person. He's phenomenal and I'm phenomenal. We are phenomenal. It's phenomenal and phenomenal, not just phenomenal. So get that right.
Okay.
It was like really, really weird because we would always call after like everything was sent out, and everyone else would be in a group call. Me and Vin would just call, and we'd talk about what we think were gonna happen. We'd do some little shit talking if we felt like it. But overall, I was pretty frustrated that I wasn't in a group with her. But then I figured out how nice Rapunzel and Sphinx were, and I had made sisters during that challenge. So honestly, I'm happy I got to like maybe, like, I don't know how to describe it, kind of mingle with the other girls.
And that was I had a lot of fun that week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's the biggest scandal of all. I'm skipping the diss track challenge because we already know what you thought. You were like, "Oh my god, we're gonna win because we have a stage. Come on, Vinixie, Pacifica moment, the House of Eclipse." And it was giving that, and you totally ate that episode. But it's time for the biggest scandal, which is the next episode, 6th the musical. You got Miss Catherine Howard, and you did not love the placement that episode.
So actually, I'm gonna spill this now since like the season is practically over. We had a separate group chat where it was just the queens and thing, and when I was put in the bottom, everyone was fucking groups, gags, and mad. So clock the motherfucking tea in the group chat if you want to talk about how, oh well, this is how she did it. This is how the placements were. Bitch, I know you were fucking gagged out of the other group chat with only the queens on us with a personality. Next.
Interesting. Well, I was not informed of that. Miss Cabaret was not informed of that.
I thought y'all just knew by now. I thought it was kind of just a known fact.
No.
Yeah, 6 the musical. A lot of us we were a little shook.
Okay, and now the biggest gag, or how do you think placements? What was your ideal placement order of that episode, Pacifica?
Okay. Personally, after everything, I think I agree. I agree with Scarlett winning. And then
okay, that's news to me.
That's news to me too.
I 100% agreed with her winning. Especially with the fact that she had to do all that with like was it a broken foot, a broken ankle?
Lily, who?
That's impressive.
I think I should have been high. I and this is no shade to you, Lilith. I really, 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 and I really feel bad for saying this, but I was not a fan of the performance. And maybe I'm honest because I didn't get the role or the placement I wanted. But I think I think Vinixie / Lilith should have been safe. Rapunzel, the only reason I'm putting you in the bottom is because you didn't have fucking shoes on, and also magenta bottom. But Rapunzel, your piggies were barking at me.
Was
Your
I not? God, I wasn't wearing shoes. Oh my god, that's
Your
embarrassing.
Your little piggies were oinking.
No, I want to address something too in this moment because we all know I don't have the best listening skills. So when I had said to the top 6, like the private group chat, Lex, you had said in the chat how you really liked the Rusical, and then my dumbass wasn't listening, so I thought you had said, Scarlett, congratulations, you're safe. And I didn't hear you say, Scarlett, congratulations, you're the winner. So I had said something to the chat like, wait, she liked the Rusical but didn't give any of us the win. And then only like 3 days later, Lilith was like, I think it was Lilith or someone was like, Scarlett won, right? And I was like, oh, I don't have great listening skills.
Okay, well, we did cover the sister episode. And we did cover, everything, how you thought about it. I'm gonna say there's nothing worth covering for the Pokeball because you did reference how you it was a bittersweet because your girl Vinixie did go home. But now it's time for another scandal that I'm offended by. What happened during Catitude? We were all rooting for you. Everyone's rooting for you. Amethyst was rooting for you. Cabaretta was like, oh, girl, she might pull out something.
Yeah.
What happened?
So I got caught up in a lot of rehearsal for my theater shit, and schoolwork was piling up because I was in AP classes, and I was going through a lot of stuff. Like, I was like, my dad was like, get your act together, like, you're not gonna be able to do all this stuff. And I was like, in the end, I need to prioritize my life over my drag. And maybe I could have done it in a more professional way. But if one thing we learned from me in this competition is that professional is not going to be on my resume. Again, no matter what. But yes.
Thank you so much, Pacifica, for taking care of yourself rather than the competition, even though everyone and their mom was rooting for you, and they were like, oh my god, Pacifica, she could easily make the finale.
I know I could.
I have a question for you. Do you think you could have made the finale?
Oh, for sure.
Then that brings me to my next question. Who do you think you would be replacing?
You're a cunt. Guys, this isn't even funny. Okay. Can I give a really shitty miscongeniality answer so I don't look like a bad person?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, no, just kidding. I'm gonna be so fucking for real right now. I fucking love Lavender Couture, but that bitch was gone for almost all of the competition, and I love her so much, but I was kind of pissed when she came back. Also, I'm really happy for her, but I'm also really like, I was like, really? You know better, Miss Lex, because she'd been gone since like episode 3 and came back after like 3, 4, 5 episodes. I can see the bullshit through my white contacts.
Only she was here to defend her answer. Before we move on to the next segment, our episode 1 diva has joined the reunion. Please welcome Miss Feline Femme Fatale, Sphinx. First of all, how have you been? Because it's been a while. It's been a really, really long time.
Man, I don't know, man. I've just been dysphoria. The dysphoria got to me, I guess.
They got me, girl.
They got.
First things first. Let's go start off with episode 1. I still kind of wasn't really sure what your concept was. What were you afraid of? What were you afraid of?
I think it had some kind of like really extra plot to do with eyes, but
Okay, you did drop mid-season, but before that, you did serve an iconic movie skit with Pacifica and Rapunzel. And personally, if you sent a runway that week, you would have been safe.
it was
So
pretty.
Yeah, somehow.
yeah, but I will say, what is the one challenge that you wish you could have done?
I mean,
You know
like,
what? I really like musicals. I really like that, and I think I'm pretty good at that. And I also like writing things like lyrics, so I could have so been good at a diss track, and like, man, I could be good at a musical. So
You should have done Ride the Cyclone.
that's what I was
Stop,
gonna say.
Neil.
I was pressuring Lex the whole time, being like, "Ride the Cyclone, top 6. Ride the Cyclone, top 6."
Oh, because I would have been.
The robbery of the season.
One more question to you, though, Sphinx.
Yeah.
You've gotten to know the top 3 a little bit, but are you Team Lilith, Team Lavender, or Team Scarlet?
Lavender.
Now, before we move on to the top 3 this season, I would like to announce our fan favorite and Miss Congeniality, starting off with the Miss Congeniality.
Oh my god, I have to
that is what Amethyst Morte is here to do. So, with that being said, it's time for the big reveal.
Rapunzel is the Miss Congeniality of the season. Slay.
Congratulations to Rapunzel Brat. You have had the most votes this season for Miss Congeniality.
All voted for me because I voted for Lilith and I was sure she was gonna win it. What?
I voted for you, Rapunzel.
Aww. Oh my god. Thank y'all. Wait, I have my crown too. Where's my crown? Wait.
Period.
Yes. Come on, Miss Congeniality.
Yes, Rapunzel.
Now, it is time to see what the audience has decided. Because now it is time for fan favorite. The total of 18 votes. Fan favorite is Lavender Couture. Congratulations, Lavender Couture, because you are the fan favorite this season of season 2. So now it's time to head to the top 3. Considering Lavender's not here, it's time to go to Lilith Violet. So you have had such a journey this season. So first episode, you started off here with your look. And personally, if we had listened to Solace and we swapped Lizzie and year placement, then you wouldn't even have gotten to this point. So I would just like to say that, first of all, was that a black look? First things first, because the lighting kind of threw stuff off. Was it black or was it red?
It was black.
Period. But what were your thoughts? Were you nervous after hearing critiques, or like how was your mindset throughout the entire point of the first episode?
Okay, so honestly, this is like my first ever time showing myself to the world, this competition. So, honestly, I was super confident about my episode 1 look at first because I thought it was a create your own look challenge in the sense of you had to make it. So I was like, I'm eating this up. This is looking good. It's amazing. And like, I was feeling really confident. I submitted it. I think I even texted you. And I was like, oh, wow, I misread everything.
Yeah, you did text me about that.
Yeah, I had a trip the next day, so I had to do an all-nighter. And honestly, after critiques, even though like I felt like my look may have not been the strongest, I don't know, I didn't agree with it being a low placement. I still felt like I should have been safe. That
Who
was
do you
my
think should have
honest
been
opinion.
low over you?
Honestly, it's been so long since episode 1. I forget the whole ranking of it. But I definitely know in that moment, I was like, my look was definitely not the third worst look of the week. Like, and I feel like, but it wasn't the best. Trust me, it was still pretty bad.
And then episode 2 came out and we saw a little bit more of you and you played safe. And then after that, episode 3, 4, 5, you were in the top.
Mm-hmm.
You slayed it, you were high. And then episode 6, you got your very first win and you brought back Lavender. And you did mention in the season, or in the episode at least, that it was a double-edged sword in a way.
Absolutely.
Would you regret winning if Lavender made it to the top 2 instead of you this episode or this season?
Honestly, I would be a little gagged, but no, I don't think I would regret winning because I feel like we're at the end of the day, sisterhood aside, we're all in this competition for ourselves. And I was playing my game and I did what I had to do for myself. And it was getting close to the end of the game and I still didn't have a win under my belt. So I did what I had to. And I may have stabbed myself in the back by bringing back a strong competitor. But honestly, I want to compete against the best and I want to win against the best. So, like, I'm not, no shade to the rest of the cast. I love everyone, FYI. But, like, I don't regret it, no.
So, before I talk about, well, I mean, let's talk about Catitude. You had the best verse and you have 1.5. You gain the half of a right foot. And Scarlett barely got the upper edge to you. And you were in the bottom. What was your mindset? Were you angry? Were you, because I know you did have a lot of feelings about the writing portion and how you had to redo it. But when it came to placements, what was your mindset?
Honestly, I don't want to be like that girl, but I wasn't surprised when Scarlett won, you know. But I was really hoping that I could pull through for that win because I love music. I'm really trying to like do something with that. And like I really like I was really proud of my verses, even though I did have to rewrite them. And you know what though? I think Scarlett did amazing, and if I had to lose to anyone that episode, it was Scarlett.
And you were very close to winning. It was all a toss-up because you did definitely have the best verse that episode. So you definitely gained the writing portion. I'm so excited to see you next week when you storm that finale runway. And I wish you the best of luck. Break both legs, even your left and your half of the right. I hope you break all of that.
I'll make sure to save the other half of my right foot for the finale.
Right, yeah. So I'm hoping that you gain that extra half. But now it's time to visit our other top 3 competitor in this call. We have Miss Scarlett Sin, who is sideways.
I get my phone.
So, Miss Scarlett Sin, let's start off with episode 1. You absolutely gagged the girls. You gagged everyone. It was an obvious win for you, episode 1. But we could sense that you got a little comfortable. I want you to explain your mindset after you won that episode and what you were expecting afterwards.
So when I won that challenge, I put my all into it, like 220%. I put my whole pussy into it. And when I won the challenge, I was just like, okay, this is gonna be easy because I just won a challenge. Everybody else didn't, I guess. I was like, okay, I'm on the I'm on the top of the world. And then I got like really comfortable and I just assumed that everything else would be so simple and easy for me. And then we got to the next challenge where I thought I did really well. But from other people's point of views, I guess I did not. And that kind of like changed my perspective about how I was doing in the competition. Because I was put in the bottom 2 for that. So
yes. So
what?
moving on to throughout the season, we have episode 3 where you were safe, but you would have been in the bottom had not Lavender, dropping. How would that have shaked you with it being in the bottom twice by episode 3?
It would have shaken me a little bit, but knowing that I am a lip sync diva and that is what I do, that I would have easily saved myself. But based on what me and the other person at the bottom had done that week, I was the better of the two, so I would have stayed. But I feel like it would like shaken me a little bit more because, 3 times you're out in the bottom.
Right. And you were actually the first one with 2 wins by week 4, which was a big step up for you because you had the best track by episode 1 and then you faded out a little bit and then you had the best track by episode 2. So you did have that big step up. But when you got to that other one, you still had that leverage, but Lilith sneaked past you, and then by that last episode you came back on top, which shows that you were putting that you saw the competition kind of getting back up, so you said no. But how was your mindset during Catitude, knowing that you could either only win or be in the bottom?
Well, I knew I had it in the bag as soon as the challenge was announced because I dance and I write tracks, and I knew Lilith would be a big competition for me in that challenge. And so that was a little fear that I had, but other than that, I knew that I could do it. And I kind of stepped up past Lilith. So,
Period. Thank you very much, Scarlett. We are so excited to see what you can bring on the runway, the finale runway of Clash of Drag. And I wish you the best of luck. I hope you break both of your dancer legs like you did with your foot on episode 4. All jokes aside, hope you do amazing in the finale. And with that being said, everyone, this is come to the conclusion of Clash of Drag reunion. Tune in with the finale next week. We will have the date completely figured out. It will be on my story with a little poster. Thank you very much for Amethyst, Morte for joining us, and Cabaretta for joining us as well. I hope you all have a great rest of your days wherever you are, and have a great reunion, or have a great day. This is the end of the reunion.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.